also Emmanuel Bandumel. For Ron Hunt, one of the leading scorers for the Mustangs, hampered with a back injury. He is on the bench. We'll see if he will come in later tonight for Tim Jankovich's squad.
Well, that's a big deal. That's the leading rebounder for SMU, the leading shot blocker, and really interesting, he's got a bad back. We watched him warm up, and we thought, okay, if he's going to warm up, then he'll start. He is not starting, but still might play. Hard to imagine a kid warm up a back, then go sit down on the bench, and then check in and be effective. Could be a big factor in this game.
Jake Forrester, coming off a good night Wednesday against Wichita State, puts Temple on the board. And the pass intended for JC is stolen away by Nate Pierre-Louis.
One of the things that Tim Jankovich told us is that he's got to stop this team, Temple, from playing downhill.
Jankovich's team second in the American in scoring offense, 100th of a point a game behind Memphis. Isaiah JC in the paint.
Yeah, really nice basket by JC. Tim Jankovich said, I've been looking for an opportunity to get him more minutes, so getting the start tonight over Ethan Shagwa.
JC just eligible December 20th, transfer from Texas A&M. Again, Temple looking to attack JC. Forrester off the mark, wanted a foul. JC this time picked up by Rose and throws it away.
3 trips down the floor, and JC's touched it 3 times.
Quentin Rose to the rim. Forrester missing the follow, but Rose coming in, averaging just under 15 points a game, easily leading the Owls. Isaiah Mike left open. An SMU team that's awfully good overall shooting from 3 for the year, just 6 of 25 in the loss to Houston 3 nights ago.
Well, got themselves in a huge hole. They were 1 for 12 behind the 3-point line in the first half. They trailed by 14 or 15 points and just could not dig their way out.
Alani Moore coming in a shooting slump, off the mark on his first shot.
Looking forward to the matchup of Alani Moore and Kendrick Davis, both little 5'10" guards.
Tyson Jolly off the mark, Mike the follow.
Isaiah Mike averaging 15 points and 7 rebounds per game, 6'8", and really quick off his feet. And both teams really making a commitment, getting that ball inside early here in the first half.
Every possession's gone to Forrester. How surprised are you?
Yeah, real. Forrester averaging just 8 points per game.
Here's Kendrick Davis. Kendrick Davis became eligible November 22nd, got his waiver approved by the NCAA, played at TCU last year. One night later, scored 21 in a win at UNLV. Completely different team since he was eligible to be on the floor.
Well, he's been great. Second in the American Conference in scoring, first in assists to turnover ratio, and first in free throw percentage. He is the engine that makes SMU go.
And left open. Forrester the rebound.
Aaron McKee told us that Jake Forrester gives them an inside presence, and he has the ability to stop the bleeding, is what Aaron McKee said. And I'm not sure they're bleeding, but boy, they've sure given him a lot of chances early.
Rose off the mark, and Forrester the offensive board. 2 and a foul.
He is very transparent. He's very honest, and you know, we were talking to him about the difference. You move over 1 seat. Well, the biggest thing that changes is your relationship with the kids. You've gone from the go-between to being the final voice, and we've asked him what that transition, you know, what it's like, and he goes, you know, to be honest with you, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Rose to the paint. And Forrester again, this time off the mark. SMU 3 of 8 from the floor so far. Temple 2 of 8.
Shagwa into the game for the Mustangs.
And for Ron Hunt on the floor as well. Nursing a sore back. Shagwell's first touch to the rim is his first two.
Well, Jake Forrester played defense with his knees locked. And once you lock your knees, you cannot move laterally. And a really nice drop step by Shagwell over his right shoulder. Well, you play defense. You got to belly up with your upper body, but you got to keep your lower body bent, and you still have to be able to move.
Alani Moore gets his own miss. Nate Pierre-Louis, under 20% from beyond the arc before that make, his first three of the night.
Has really struggled in conference games. Just 2 for 11 coming into this contest. And, boy, that is a bonus for Aaron McKee if he can start knocking down threes.
Hunt's first shot off the mark. How important is it for Temple? You've seen them go inside so much, and here's Forrester to the rim. Inside, Temple's had success. I imagine they need success from the outside as well.
Exactly what Tim Jankovich told us. He said the key to this game is don't let them play downhill. That was a downhill play.
6 for Forrester in the early going. Shagwell keeps his dribble.
Good defense that time. That time he had his knees bent where he was able to move laterally both left and right.
Nate Forrester with 6 points, 2 rebounds, and also a block.
He only averages 8 points per game. He's almost got his average here in the first 4 minutes of the game, first 7 minutes.
Aaron McKee says if he stays out of foul trouble, he can be productive, and very productive early. The swat by Hunt. Vandermill.
For Ron Hunt, looks like he's moving with fluidity. I haven't seen him grab his lower back yet. And again, I'm just shocked that he got loose, warmed up, then went over on the bench.
This injury, 3-year great career at Temple. Played 8 seasons in the NBA, most of them with the 76ers. And just a great, have a bigger impact on these young men and help them grow through this stage of their life.
It was such a seamless transition. You know, that if you want a blueprint as an athletic director, how to promote one of your own, how to transition him in, and boy, this would be Exhibit A. Really enjoyed talking to him today.
Both our head coaches here, assistants here before being elevated. Both teams 4 of 12 from the floor. Shot clock winding down. Mike off the mark.
Excellent defensive possession for Temple.
Pierre-Louis looking for Devondre Perry. And SMU won for their last 8. What's Temple doing defensively to give the Mustangs
They're
trouble?
just contesting it. You don't see any open shots where you don't see a Temple player with a high hand. And so right now SMU is going to have to try to make shots over contests.
Kendrick Davis on the bench. This is Charles Smith IV, promising freshman from Atlanta, Georgia.
Really nice looking shot, Charles Smith.
Jolly too long. Now 1 for 9.
And SMU not getting many offensive rebounds.
They are second in the league in offensive rebounding percentage coming in.
Oh, there's 3 possessions in a row.
Win.
Oh, Cowboy.
You think Cowboy?
Well,
Conor McGregor's not losing.
My son really tracks this thing, and he keeps telling me about this incredible shape that Conor McGregor's in, and so in my own household, I got a lot riding on this fight.
Tyson Jolly off the mark. Conor McGregor's not losing his return. It's been a long time since that last UFC win, though.
My friend, you have lost a lot of bets to me.
Nate Pierre-Louis, how nice must Aaron McKee feel that Louis is hitting from the outside. Most of his points from inside this season, unlike last year.
Has only made 8 every night. And it's always just a question of whether they can knock down field goals or not. They're 8-0 when they shoot a higher field goal percentage than their opponent.
To your point, Temple opponents this season just shooting 38% from the floor, but can the outscore enough points? SMU continues to be ice cold from the floor, Reed. That's 7 straight misses. They're 1 for their last 11.
Now they may want to slam that ball inside. Isaiah JC is checked back into the game for Shagwa, and he scored pretty easily when he touched the ball, but nothing falling for SMU here early.
Road teams have had success in the American Conference so far today. Of course, highlighted by Houston's big win at Wichita State. Tulsa, 13-point win at Tulane earlier today. T. Scott way off in his first shot. Scott guarding JC.
You know, they're in a zone. It's a matchup zone right now, and I'm not sure SMU's recognized it. Nobody cutting, nobody moving, and not very good on the offensive end right now for the Mustangs. His backup sure did work.
He only played a couple of minutes in his first appearance on the floor tonight. We'll see how long he stays in here.
Leads the team in rebounding, leads the team in block shots, leads the team in double-doubles, has 4 this season.
13.5 points a game.
Great defense.
That was Rose with a hand to the face of Mike. Another SMU miss.
Rose jumped past Mike, was able to come down and go back up and still contest the shot.
Forrester continues to have command inside, up to 8 points. He has 8. Nate Pierre-Louis with 6, enough for a 6-point Temple lead.
I'm Aaron McKee. I keep slamming that ball inside to Jake Forrester.
Steele, Rose anticipates the pass. The play of Jake Forrester so far has been huge. You mentioned he's already matched his average for a game with 8, and Nate Pierre-Louis with 2 3-pointers. So unusual points for Temple compared to most of the previous games this season. SMU was without a field goal in 6 minutes. Davis catches the tip. Mustangs are 4 of 17 from the floor. Hunt off the mark. Putback gets the roll.
Really the first clean look that SMU has had at the basket for Ron Hunt with a backdoor cut.
Owls 44% shooting, coming in hitting 41% of their shots. White with the tip. And they will host the Oklahoma Sooners, who had no problem with TCU earlier today. Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Well, that game was very much in doubt till about the last 2 minutes in Stillwater.
Row for Baylor. San Diego State plays later tonight, but the ranked teams have had trouble. 7 ranked teams have already lost today. Another touch inside for Forrester. Shagwa, the good defense and the rebound.
I don't think Aaron McKee wants him fading away. I think he wants him to attack the rim. Ooh. SMU is an outstanding free throw shooting team. Tim Jankovic asked us not to emphasize that when his guys go to the line. Thought he had a little bit of curse the other night. They were 6 for 13 against Houston, but boy, this team is really good. For Ron Hunt, 76%. They got a couple of guys up flirting with 90%. The best free throw shooting team in the conference.
Despite that 6 for 13 Wednesday, they come in 9th in the nation in free throw percentage. 4 in a row for the Mustangs to cut the deficit in half. Lonnie Moore getting into the act.
Yeah, that was a terrific set and a nice pass by J.P. Moorman, and Alani Moore floating to the corner. Good execution.
Moore averaging just 4 points a game in conference play.
Fewer turnovers than the opponent, and that one exception, Wichita State, they were completely 1-2 upside down. 9 assists, 20 turnovers, and still put it on the ranked Shockers. Who incidentally took it on the chin again today, earlier against Eric Stevenson, the leading scorer, without a point. He was 0 for 8, 0 for 5, and he didn't score again today until about 2 or 3 minutes left in that game against Houston. They had a little Temple Owl hangover.
J.P. Moorman off the mark, and Hunt remains in the game with that bad back. Grabs the rebound. SMU 5 of 19 from the floor, 26%.
Good defense.
Fourth, so Rose comes out. Monty Scott, second appearance tonight, tied a career high with 11 points Wednesday against Wichita State, but it's a Temple team that doesn't get a lot of production from their bench. Let's see what they do with Rose out. Vanderbilt short on the three.
Listen, as well as they're shooting and playing, as poorly as SMU is shooting, Temple should be up by more than 7.
Hunt picks up the foul. Weiss
19 points and not just trailing by 7 with 6 minutes to go. Holy cow, they may not get to 20.
That's what Pierre Louis does much better this season, able to get inside his first field goal from inside the arc tonight.
You know, a rebounder and a defender, averaging 10 points per game. He is in the top 5 in the conference in rebounding and steals per game. Well, that is not what Tim Jankovich wants.
Shagwell loses the basketball.
Reverse by CU loss is one that really haunts SMU right now. They lost to Georgetown, and at Georgia are their 4 losses this season.
Here's the thing, while you give Temple's defense credit tonight, since the second half of that loss 1 week ago against East Carolina, SMU's offense has come in neutral. In fact, the 62 points Wednesday against Houston, their lowest point total in a game since November 18th. Just with 12 so far tonight. Davis off the glass.
First shot I've seen SMU take where somebody didn't contest the shot.
4 for Davis, second in the league in scoring, coming in at 16.5. Pierre Louis well off, but Mormon there. Mike held his ground.
It was not a good-looking shot by Pierre Louis.
Rose will come in at the next whistle for Temple.
Look, Shagwell's catching the ball and nobody's moving. Nobody's relocating. Kendrick Davis was saying that's right where he was when he entered the pass. Once you throw the ball to the pass, go relocate. So then the defense turns his head to see where the pass goes. When they turn back around, you're not there anymore. And right now, SMU, boy, they are just standing.
0 of 7 from beyond the arc now. Scott by Shagwell.
I guess Hunt's back's okay.
That's a 6 rebound.
Holy cow, he got that one up near the top of the white square.
No foul on the contact, but the follow-up slam, Isaiah Mike, and the loudest this crowd has been.
Might be the kind of momentum-changing play that SMU needed.
4 in a row to get the deficit within 7.
Good hard hedge by Shagwell.
Can see a little more pep in the step, can't you, for the Mustangs here? Tough shot, Mormon. J.P. Mormon, his first 2.
Well, he's a tank, isn't he? He is a low, deceptively quick, a big, thick, wide body.
Junior from Greensboro, North Carolina, 6 points a game coming in, and that quiets this Moody Coliseum crowd. Tyson Jolly scoreless, averaging 14 a game. Big scorers looking to step up for the Mustangs. Hunt off the mark. Owls came down to Dallas in control for much of the first half, up 9. David Salzman, Reed Geddes with you. Owls holding SMU to just 16 points so far.
Well, let me give you the bad news if you're an SMU fan. You're shooting 27% from the floor, 0% from the three-point line, 0 for 8. You only had 2 free throws, you have 1 assist, and 5 turnovers. That's the bad news. Good news is, and you're only down 9.
Hunt off the bench with back trouble has paced SMU's offense so far. Shot clock winding down. Shagwell off the 3. The first 3 for SMU tonight.
He is a good three-point shooter. Not great. He was 15 for 50 coming in, but boy, he shot that one with a lot of confidence.
Al's biggest lead has been 11. A 7-2 Mustang run since. Quentin Rhodes is back on the floor for the Owls.
The Owls have gotten away from going into Forrester. I'm not sure why.
Chance to get it to within 3 with a 3-point bucket. 2 assists for SMU so far.
Good up fake.
Davis unable to finish. Kendrick Davis is 2 of 7 from the field.
Good help by Shagwell.
And Rose throws it away into the hands of Jolly. Alley-oop back to Jolly. SMU within 4.
Really nice play by Kendrick Davis. Tyson Jolly just waiting for his point guard to catch up to him. And you look up, and this is what I kept saying. I mean, they're so close to him, and a 9-point lead went down to 4 in a hurry.
Forrester's strength not at the free throw line, 50% coming in, though he makes the first.
Gosh, he looks really good. You know, it's interesting. We talked about earlier, Aaron McKee said he can stop the bleeding. He can do a whole lot more than that. He's a weapon. He loses his balance a little bit. He starts moving and spinning, and he doesn't have a good base. But, boy, he has been good here in the first half.
Just a sophomore from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, 100 miles from the Temple campus. Played last year at Indiana. He's in double digits for the second straight game and half on Wednesday, and SMU didn't have one until late in this first half. They're still 1 of 9 from beyond the arc.
Lonnie Moore has sure done a nice job on Kendrick Davis.
Davis 2 of 7 from the field. Ferran Hunt and Tyson Jolly 1 of 5 so far. Jolly unable to connect. Here they come on the run again.
That's a charge.
It's a charge. Al's looking to win its 3rd straight over SMU overall.
Tyson Jolly, the transfer from Baylor.
Guards Davis.
Very well, too.
Vanderbilt with the offensive board, however. No 3-second call. Davis passed up the open look. Mike will take it.
Maybe a little too unselfish on that possession. A lot of Mustangs passed up shots, but
these last 4 or 5 minutes, night and day energy level for this home squad.
Well, the first 13 or 14 minutes, SMU just looked dead. You know, the body language was just horrible.
Foul.
I won. You know, it's interesting because you think about it. So if you're one of these two coaches, what are you saying at halftime? If you're Aaron McKee, you say, look, let's just go do it again. It's exactly what we need to do. We got to weigh a little bit, taking care of the ball. And if you're Jankovic, you're like, man, we played like dogs the first half. Come out and just
games. And you see Temple's will defensively has been effective. Mustangs 31%.
Well, we set this game up with what? Great defense against great offense. So for the first half, give a nod to the great defense.
SMU a chance to take the lead with the 3. Davis will settle for the tie. 3 of 9 from the floor for SMU's leading scorer. It was 23-12 at one point. Temple, a 15-4 Mustang run since.
No accident that the first offensive possession, the ball goes inside the Forster. I thought Temple got away from that a little bit. They went about 6 or 7 minutes where Forster did not touch the ball.
SMU led 6-2, and Temple went on a big stretch where they held SMU down offensively. Now a chance for the Mustangs to take the lead. JC off the mark. Forrester.
Opportunity for Temple here early on.
Still Temple ball. Alani Moore with just 3 points. Continues to struggle offensively in conference play. But Quentin Rose hits his first 3 of the night. Leading scorer coming in for the L's now with 5.
Rose with just 2 points in the first half. Averages 15 per game. nobody's arguing, so it must have been just me. Tim Jankovic didn't argue, so apparently he didn't miss it.
Vanderbilt was looking around surprised after the call. He guards Rose now.
Not a good shot.
Quentin Rose 2 of 6 from the floor. Vanderbilt finds JC. But there was the contact
Vanderbilt was about to make with Forrester. But you're right, JC probably should have been called for the foul earlier.
Tyson Jolly, his first 3,
and we're tied again.
SMU running their sets more effectively here coming out of the locker room. Get that ball inside to Forrester.
Instead, to throw on the ball.
To sleep at night hearing his voice going, I was hoping.
David Salzman-Reed is with you. Tied up. SMU's rally from 11 down. And that 34% shooting for the Mustangs is the best they've been all game. They were under 30 for much of the first half. Jolly puts SMU on 2.
Temple is doing a hard hedge on the ball screen. Whoever's defending the screener is coming way out on the floor. And look for SMU to maybe start slipping some screens.
Mormon hits 30% of his threes coming in off the mark there. 20-7 SMU run going back to the first half. JC finishes.
JC catches the ball, and it's as if he's anticipating a double team. And he's very patient, he's very composed, and he waits and looks over his left shoulder, and no double team coming.
7 straight SMU points after the Quentin Rose 3 that gave the Owls the lead. Way off on this attempt. Forrester shot shoot for Quentin Rose and the Temple Owls. Mormon off again.
Yeah, that's about 3 or 4 bad consecutive shots by Temple.
Owls have missed their last 5. They've not scored in 2.5 minutes. Rose almost had the strip.
Larger, you're falling. You cannot stick your arm back behind you. You've got to sit down and take the blow on your butt and scoot back. But boy, you're asking for trouble if you stick those arms back behind you. That was great camera work to catch that.
I was about to say, Cowboy Cerrone needs to grow the beard. He has that potential.
I mean, we couldn't have planted that guy up there any better.
They tend to like their Cowboys here in Dallas.
Until that to Aaron McKee, grew up an Eagles fan. The run continues. 26-7 SMU. What's been the big difference?
Well, a complete flip. So in the second half, SMU is shooting 85%. Temple 14%. Tyson Jolly with 7 of the last 11 points. 7 of the last 9 until that last basket by Kendrick Davis.
Mustangs were down 2 of the break. 13-3 SMU since. Devondre Perry, his 4th conference in 3-point percentage coming in, but doesn't shoot a whole lot. 20th 3 of the year, however.
Well, like a lot of Owls, they've been struggling in conference play, and Devondre Perry just 4 for 16 in conference play.
Here's Temple's 2nd field goal in almost 7 minutes.
Yeah, at the top right corner of your screen, you see Forrester coming back in, and I think that's a really good move by Aaron McKee.
Monty Scott got the strip. Scott finishes.
And then went into Duke and won. And
Texas Tech may have the argument at number 2.
Yeah, I'll get accused of being a homer if I pick the Cougars over Tech. But I'll just go ahead and I'll wink at you when you say the Cougars.
The Cougars with maybe their biggest win of the year earlier today. Not just winning at the Roundhouse, but dominating Wichita State.
Yeah. SMU right now dominating this second half. They're shooting 86%. They only had 4 assists in the first half. Already 5 here in the first 6 minutes.
6 straight for the Owls. After SMU took their biggest
up and attacks the basket, that is going to be a foul 10 times out of 10.
Chagua has that range. Way off, however. Ford just picked up his 2nd foul, but no player on either team with 3. Just under 14 to go.
That was supposed to be a lob play to Bandamel, and Shagwa fell and was laying under the basket. The SMU being...
Yes, he is the brother of Nate. First time there's been siblings on the Temple roster. Josh Pierre-Louis will guard Davis. Bandamel scoreless. Fresh 20 for the Mustangs. Shagwa is a lot more sure of himself there on the shot.
Just let him dive straight to the basket.
Turnover. Scott. The swat from behind by Isaiah Mike. Jolly again. How about two SportsCenter top 10 dunks from Tyson Jolly tonight?
That is exactly what I was thinking.
For Tyson Jolly in the slam dunk competition in March.
Really
So worthy candidate. This crowd is still buzzing.
Isaiah Mike is as quick off his feet as anybody's seen this season. And like you said, I think that's the third dunk, right? 2 alley-oops for Jolly, one in the first half, one in the second half down the baseline. And boy, that one was spectacular. 6'4" transfer from Trinity Valley for 1 year after a year at Baylor.
It's his best game in a couple of weeks. Jolly 12 points, 6 boards, and his last 3 coming in, 21% shooting. But how about Jake Forrester beginning the first half and here in the second, helping to keep the Owls in it. He's pacing Temple with 12.
Okay, I said this several times in the first half about Temple, right? That they were shooting the ball really, really well. They should have a big lead. I'm going to say the same thing about SMU. They're shooting 87% in the second half, and but for that 3, they're only up a couple of points.
Mustangs have hit 4 of their last 7 threes after missing their first 8. Issues flared up after the loss to Houston Wednesday. Hunt with 6 boards. 2-on-1. How about Hunt on the action? Here come the Owls.
Look, I love a spectacular alley-oop as much as...
And so Temple basketball, and yet that's it for Tyson Jolly, his first foul of the night.
That's good officiating. Went over and explained it to Aaron McKee. He nodded in agreement.
Mustangs 8 of 13 from the floor this half read, but Temple can take the lead with the 3 here. We're down 8 at one point, yet they turn the ball over.
They've got to stop throwing bounce passes to Jake Foster, especially with a hurt wrist. That is not a good pass to him.
Bandamel remains scoreless.
SMU, who is an outstanding free throw shooting team, went to the line 4 times in the first half, has yet to go to the free throw line here in the second half.
Next foul will put SMU in the bonus. Just 10 combined free throws in this game so far. Mike connects on the fadeaway.
Isaiah Mike demanded that ball. He posted up, he sealed with the left arm, stuck that right hand up, demanded it. A nice basket.
12 in the game for Mike, tying Jolly for the team lead. Jolly gets the swat.
Tyson Jolly's having himself a second half.
They try the alley-oop again, and this time Nate Pierre-Louis anticipates it. And at the other end, Forrester. Former great college point guard. How in are you of all these alley-oop opportunities?
Yeah. A lot of kids that can go up and get the ball. We got poked in the eye.
It was Perry and for Jake Forrester leading the Owls in both those categories.
Coco Gauff taking on Venus Williams in one of our later matches. Of course, Coco upset Venus in the first round of Wimbledon last year. Cinderella run to the round of 16. ESPN Plus coverage also begins at 7 Eastern.
Jake Forrester just a point away from tying his career high. He's been good. I mean, from the get-go in this game. Circular talking after plays stop. Isaiah Mike is tied for one. There you go. Jankovic asked us not to talk about it. Tied for first in the conference. 89% free throw shooting.
Temple hasn't led since early this half. Shot clock winding down. Forrester left open. Tyson Jolly's 8th rebound. Shot wall off the mark. Forrester trying to follow up his own miss. C.J. White with the basketball. Jolly connects from long range, his second three.
Kendrick Davis is doing an excellent job running his basketball team. He is poised. He's under control. I mean, we'd do better to say what league has Tim Jankovic not coached in or been an assistant with, and his wife is at Austin watching her son play and trying to make the drive over from Austin to watch her husband coach.
It was 50-50, we were told that she would make it here. Yes. You saw all the stops that Tim Jankovic has made, but he's always had an affinity for the Dallas area and says, I don't want to move anymore. Mostly as an assistant head coach at Illinois State before becoming an assistant here, and now the head coach in his 4th year.
Well, we had a Cindy Jankovic watch on there for a while, seeing if she's going to make it. I don't think she made the drive. I have a hunch that her son's getting a really nice dinner in Austin right now.
If she makes it here, she's in for a fight.
And SMU's a really good rebounding team. They got pounded on the boards against Houston. That was an area that Tim Jankovic was not pleased with his team.
16 second chance points for your point. And how well they've done on the offensive glass. 12 offensive.
Remember this game, really, that you would say he was downhill and had an open lane to the basket.
Ethan Shadwell just picked up his 4th foul. Gets to the bench. And with Kendrick Davis on the bench for SMU, C.J. White will bring the ball down the floor.
Good spacing right now for SMU.
Jolly, 12 and a half. Give him 2 more.
Golly, how good has Tyson Jolly been here in the second half? Boy, that was a big-time step back.
21% shooting his last 3 coming in, and Tim Jankovic said he's a tough competitor and will bounce back, and he has done that in the second half tonight.
He has.
Arashma Parks well off. White short. There's Parks' 2nd foul. Jolly off the front end. SMU is 3 of 7 from the line today, 6 of 13 Wednesday. Rose hangs in the air, his 4th field goal.
2nd consecutive basket for Quentin Rose.
Does it feel like Temple is just within 5?
No, it literally is the exact opposite of the first half. SMU did not shoot the ball well, and they're in strike. SMU shooting the ball great in the second half, and here's Temple that's just hanging around in striking distance. What a weird game.
Mustangs are 55% this half, and they turn the ball over. To get it to within 2. Mormon off the mark. 7 assists for Kendrick Davis, matching his average, leading the conference in assists coming in. Just right by Moore. Unable to bury the jumper.
Yeah, I was about to say, Jankovic may need a timeout. Remember, he used so many timeouts in the first half, was only left with one, but his team looks gassed right now, and he might consider, the game's so close, I don't think you can burn it, but they may be thinking about it.
Mustangs were -11 on the boards Wednesday in their loss to Houston, +10 so far tonight with just over 5 to go. Josh Pierre-Louis, everything but the shot.
Jankovic may think about is come down and play a zone a couple of times. You give a Temple a different look and give your guys a little bit of a rest. All the zone coaches are like, you don't get to rest when you play a zone. Come on, yeah, you do. Being very deliberate the last 2 times down the floor, SMU.
Shot clock winding down. That's the for Tyson Jolly, the roll.
Second time we've seen him just dribble into a defensive player and then drop step back over that right shoulder.
21 points, ties a career high. And a steal. Can we get another dunk?
It started so bad in the first half. Have come alive in the second half. Very efficient. They have 15 assists on 24 made field goals.
Jolly is almost outscoring Temple this half. The Owls 27% shooting since the break. SMU 56%.
SMU being very deliberate on the offensive end.
This is Mustangs bigger than Davis, winding some time off the clock. Mormon the rebound.
Yeah, Tim Jankovic just grabbed his head and went, no. Man, run that clock down and hand it to Tyson Jolly, right?
We talked about, Reed, where the Temple offense would come from if they wanted to hang around in this game, and so far they've struggled. Looking for another alley-oop. Mentioned the second half for Tyson Jolly. 9 assists for Kendrick Davis. He came in leading the conference by over 2 assists a game.
I was thinking through all of the SMU point guards, and certainly Nick Moore was a great one, but as far as an assist man, I really think that Kendrick Davis and Carl Wright and Larry Davis.
You played against Bush Moore.
Yeah, it never went well for me.
That was 34 years ago, and you mentioned Kendrick Davis, longest assist streak here at SMU. 5 or more now in a dozen in a row. Temple hasn't scored in 3.5 minutes. That includes 4 turnovers. Rose the strip. 2-on-1 for the Owls.
His wrist is bothering. He sat out a while. He checked in. He took kind of a mid-range 8 to 10-foot jump shot. Did not look comfortable. And now's back on the bench.
When you lose a super scorer like Shizzle, it's hard to be as explosive. Nate Pierre-Louis has to do more on the defensive end. And you mentioned his rebounds, 9 rebounds a game, tied for 4th in the American. Besides Forrester, again, guards have not been able to step up their scoring for Temple tonight. They're within 9, but we're under 3 to go. Tyson Jolly's at Muskogee, Oklahoma. Mustangs looking to end a 2-game losing streak to the Owls. And doing it in a little bit of a different way. They were 2nd in the league in scoring offense coming in. It's a much lower scoring game.
They average 77 points per game, end up well below that. The problem is how do you get back in this game with 2:20 to go? You can't just start fouling people. You got to try it, but man, it's hard when SMU shoots free throws the way they do.
Hunt, despite those back problems, but Tyson Jolly has shouldered the scoring load here in the second half. 18, or rather 20 of SMU's 35 points since the break. 2 more for Jolly.
A nice pass by C.J. White.
In the first half, it was 23-12 Temple. 48-26 SMU since. Jolly just 13 point. Earlier tonight, about a dozen before making it here at SMU. The Eagles thought that's on life in the fast lane. For him, it was life in a moving van until coming here to Dallas.
He might go home tonight and play Take It Easy.
His Mustangs with their biggest lead at 15.
Temple, who we said struggles on offense and is great on defense, they were great on offense. And we said SMU great on offense, they struggle on defense. Second half, they've been great. And so, well, it has really been a game of contrasts.
Tim Jinkovich's Mustangs started 2-0 in the league. Back-to-back losses on the road.
At ECU and at Houston.
They get East Carolina here Wednesday, and then a tough stretch at Memphis and at Cincinnati to end the month.
Yeah, you play ECU, you better get ready for Jalen Gardner, as good a double-double man as there is maybe in America.
And those two matchups with the Pirates 11 days apart, and 1 week ago, SMU had a double-digit halftime lead with the Pirates storm back and won 71-68. Kendrick Davis now in double figures.
An assist away for a double-double for Kendrick Davis. But coming into the game, only averages 8 points per game. So it's not like he's the key focal point, or he has been the key focal point offensively for Temple. That changes after tonight. Maybe Aaron McKee goes, look, we can play inside out, and maybe that will give us cleaner looks at the basket. But, I've talked the entire game. I've been really impressed with Jake Forrester here this evening.
Forrester still leads Temple in scoring, 14 points in 22 minutes. Quentin Rose just hit double figures. Another SMU dunk. Hunt now with 10. Mustangs will get to within 1 game of Houston and Tulsa on top of the American. Now it's about to fall to 2 and 4.
Things you wouldn't think you would say 5 or 6 games into the American Athletic Conference, right?
Tulsa?
Everyone's chasing Tulsa.
It's Frank Haight's 6th season in Tulsa. And every year they've been better than the preseason poll. Do you know where they were picked before the season? 10th.
I know. And did you see them against Cincinnati? They just got obliterated. I mean, just destroyed. And Frank Haith said, okay, forget memory. And man, what a great start for the Golden Hurricane.
Includes a win over Houston, along with the Golden Hurricane, 4-1. Mustangs 57% shooting since the break. And they have pulled away from their conference rivals from Philadelphia. Tyson Jolly, a career high, 25 points and 14 rebounds. Mustangs in double figures. Kendrick Davis an assist away from a double-double. Isaiah Mike a rebound away from a double-double.